We're back with Governor Romney picking the wrong fight. That's right, big birds fighting back. He showed up on Saturday Night Live telling Seth Meyers about 1 million tweets he received. And he's popping up at rallies mocking Mr. Romney's policies in swing states like Virginia and Florida. It's just one of the many ways Governor Romney's boxed himself in. What's he going to say about taxes, health care, regulation? Mr. Romney's put himself in a box, and President Obama knows it. With 29 days to go, and you can say Governor Romney is between Barack and a hard place. Joining me now is Jonathan Capehart, an opinion writer for The Washington Post and an MSNBC contributor, and Margie Omero, Democratic strategist. Thanks to both of you for being here tonight.
Thank you, Reverend.
Jonathan, it seems like there's a lot of focus now on Mr. Romney's policies.
Yeah, absolutely, Reb, because, I mean, we spent so much time focused on his performance, and that's sort of the sugar high from the debate on Wednesday. But then you start focusing in on what he actually said, and there's a lot there. As you said, he's boxed himself in a corner. You know, for instance, on his tax policy, on the $716 billion that he says the president is cutting out of Medicare, which is also in his running mate's own budget, just done in different ways. Yeah, he's boxed himself in a corner, and I think a lot of Democrats hope, and we've seen on the campaign trail since the debate, that the president is pushing back on a lot of things that he didn't push back on during the debate.
Yeah, I want to go there, Margie, because I said the night of the debate that I couldn't believe how many lies and misrepresentations were said by Romney, but it seems the president now has been very aggressive. Politico's reporting that he's determined to be aggressive, and since Thursday we've seen the president on the offense. Watch this.
The real Mitt Romney has been running around the country for the last year, promising $5 trillion in tax cuts that favor the wealthy. The fellow on stage last night said he didn't know anything about that. My opponent, he was doing a lot of a little tap dance at the debate the other night, trying to wiggle out of stuff he's been saying for a year. When Governor Romney tried to give us his business advice about the economy and said that we should let Detroit go bankrupt, we said, no thanks, we're not going to take that advice. We reinvented a dying auto industry that's back on top of the world.
So, Marge, the president seems like he's very much on the offense and more aggressive. And he even joked last night at a star-studded event in Los Angeles that he wasn't having his shining moment at the debate. Watch this.
Everybody here is incredible professionals. They're such great friends, and they just perform flawlessly night after night. I can't always say the same.
So he joked about his performance, but he's going hard on the policies. Is that a winning formula, Marge?
Absolutely. I mean, that's why the president is usually net favorable, while Mitt Romney has been net unfavorable this entire year. Even new polls that have come out in the last couple of days that have shown Romney doing better, even leading Obama, he's still net unfavorable. So, and that kind of looseness that you're seeing from the president on the campaign trail, we're just simply never going to get from Romney. That's just not the kind of candidate he is. And I think when you take all of that together, combined with Mitt Romney, who is put himself in a corner, not just with fact checkers, but with his own party, his own campaign team, who has to walk back his comments after every time he speaks about health care and taxes.
He was actually fact-checked by his own campaign, Marge.
Right, and even Newt Gingrich on Meet the Press said, well, he's clearly changed on taxes, and his campaign has had to say repeatedly, well, we're really not for coverage for everybody with a pre-existing condition, just people who already have coverage for their pre-existing condition. So, he is inconsistent, he is inaccurate, and the policies that he's selling are unpopular.
Jonathan, though all of these conflicting polls are all over the place, what does that mean?
It means that everyone's all over the place. Look, before the debate, Rev, the president and Mitt Romney were in a statistical tie. albeit the president was on top, 49%, 50% in some polls, with Mitt Romney 3 or 4 points behind him, but within the margin of error of all those polls. The difference now is that it appears that in one poll, in the Pew poll, Mitt Romney is up 49-45 against the president, but in the Gallup 7-day daily tracking poll, the president is up 50-45, if I have Mitt Romney's number right, in that poll. This race has been, is, and will continue to be until Election Day a very close race. And so either side can take heart in a poll that shows his or her candidate being on top. But remember, this race is basically tied.
Now, Marge, the vice presidential debate, the one and only one, will be this Thursday night. And Paul Ryan, the Republican vice presidential nominee, was questioned this weekend on what he was doing to prepare for the debate. Here's his response.
How you feeling about the debate?
What debate?
Yes, I heard this big thing this week coming up.
Oh, yeah, I better get ready for that.
How's your prepping going?
You know, I better get started. You just reminded me. No, it's going well.
What are you looking for in that debate, Marge, on Thursday night?
Well, I'm looking for, well, first of all, Paul Ryan should focus on explaining the math. It's something that he dismissed when he was asked about it on Fox News about a week or two ago.
Right.
And so he should now find the time. He said he didn't have the time before. Now he should find the time to explain the math of his various policies. I want to hear him talk about the 30% of the country that he feels wants to perpetuate a welfare state. And I want to hear why he thinks we should get rid of food for hungry children. I want to hear why he thinks that that's the way to grow our economy and get rid of this Medicare for seniors and other people who really need help, education and so on, as opposed to cutting taxes for the wealthiest among us. That's what I want to hear, and I think that's what a lot of American people want to hear, too.
Jonathan, Politico reports this vice presidential debate on Thursday could really matter, and they question which Paul Ryan will see. They say Congressman Ryan has a choice to make Thursday: either stand by the extreme positions he's been the face of for years and that Governor Romney has fully embraced, or flat out deny their existence as Governor Romney did in last week's debate. Will this debate matter, and which way do you think Ryan will go?
I do think the debate will matter, because on that ticket between Governor Romney and Congressman Ryan, it's Congressman Ryan who has specifics. He has an actual budget that Vice President Biden and reporters, quite frankly, can point to say, in your budget, as House Budget Committee Chairman, you proposed this, you proposed that. Where are you now? And the bind that Congressman Ryan is in is that he's not the top of the ticket. Governor Romney is. And Governor Romney said famously in that 60 Minutes interview after they were chosen that Paul Ryan has his plan, but I'm the candidate. I have my own plan. Paul Ryan is going to have to figure out how he can talk about what he believes and not run afoul of wherever Governor Romney might be on any of these budgetary issues, and especially Medicare.
It could be very interesting and very important, given where we are at this stage, 29 days out. Jonathan Capehart and Margie Omero, thank you both for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rev.
Coming up, the new investigation into a group accused of intimidating voters at the poll. Plus, the folks at SNL brought the humor. But there's a serious point to be made. That's ahead.
You see, Denver, Colorado was a mile